simmering tension between India and Pakistan has only escalated since the Pulwama terror attack on February 14, in which 40 CRPF soldiers were martyred. Terror outfit Jaish-e-Mohammed had claimed its responsibility, after which India increased pressure on Pakistan to hand over the chief of Jaish-e-Mohammed, Masood Azhar. Almost 12 days after the Pulwama attack, India conducted an airstrike on the terror camp across the line of control post-midnight on Tuesday. 12 Indian fighter jets Mirage 2000 dropped 1,000 kg bombs on terrorist camps. According to the reports, the airstrike was carried out at 3 locations, one in Balakot, which is approximately 40 km from the line of control, Muzaffarabad, which is approximately 150 km from Srinagar, and Chakoti, which is in Pak-occupied Kashmir. Later in the day, Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale conducted a press conference and informed that Jaish-e-Mohammed was attempting another suicide terror attack and thus conducted a non-military preemptive airstrike by the Indian Air Force.
In an intelligence-led operation in the early hours of today, India struck the biggest training camp of the Jaish-e-Mohammed in Balakot. In this operation, a very large number of Jaish-e-Mohammed terrorists, trainers, senior commanders and groups of jihadis who were being trained for Fida in action were eliminated. This facility at Balakot was headed by Maulana Yusuf Azhar, alias Ustad Ghori, the brother-in-law of Masood Azhar, chief of the JEM. The government of India is firmly and resolutely committed to taking all necessary measures to fight the menace of terrorism. Hence, this non-military preemptive action was specifically targeted at the Jaish-e-Mohammed camp. The selection of the target was also conditioned by our desire to avoid civilian casualties. The facility is located in thick forest on a hilltop far away from any civilian presence. As the strike has taken place only a short while ago, we are awaiting further details. The government of Pakistan had made a solemn commitment in January 2004 not to allow its soil or territory under its control to be used for terrorism against India. We expect that Pakistan lives up to its public commitment and takes follow-up action to dismantle all JEM and other camps and hold the terrorists accountable for their actions. Thank you.
Pakistan government termed it an act of aggression by India and said it will retaliate. On Wednesday, Pakistani aircraft entered into Indian airspace in Nowshera. Indian Air Force retaliated quickly and chased the Pakistani F-16 away. In all this confrontation, India lost a MiG-21 aircraft and the MEA spokesperson said that the pilot is missing in the action. Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan issued a statement in which he confirmed that IAF pilot Abhinandan Vartaman of MiG-21 is in their custody.
आज हमने एक्शन लिया। हमारा पहले से प्लान था कि कोई कोलैटरल डैमेज ना हो, कोई कैजुअल्टीज ना हो। सिर्फ हम ये बताएं हिंदुस्तान को कि हमारे में कैपेबिलिटी है कि अगर आप हमारी मुल्क में आ सकते हैं तो हम भी आपके मुल्क में जाके कार्रवाई कर सकते हैं। सिर्फ इसका ये मकसद था। 2 हिंदुस्तान के मिग्स ने पाकिस्तान की रिटेलिएशन में बॉर्डर क्रॉस किया, उनको शूट डाउन किया गया और मैं ये भी आज कहना चाहता हूँ कि पायलट्स हमारे साथ हैं।
A couple of videos of the captive Indian Air Force pilot were circulated on social media in which he was shown blindfolded and bleeding. In another one, a mob of locals was seen hitting him. We have decided that we will not show this video to you to maintain the dignity of Wing Commander Abhinandan. We urge you to not spread any such videos as well. Soon after the video appeared, the demands of Abhinandan's release started growing. On Wednesday evening, the Ministry of External Affairs summoned the Pakistan Deputy High Commissioner and strongly demanded that Indian Air Force pilot must be returned to India. The MEA also pointed out that Pakistan Air Force had tried to hit military target after violating the Indian airspace. It has also been made clear to Pakistan that no harm should be caused to the IAF wing commander, the External Affairs Ministry said, adding it had conveyed strong objection to Islamabad at the vulgar display of injured personnel in violation of all norms of international humanitarian law and the Geneva Conventions. However, in a biggest development today and a gesture in favor of peace, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan announced that Abhinandan will be released tomorrow. He said that he will speak to Prime Minister Narendra Modi to de-escalate prevailing tensions between the two countries. Now, it must be noted here that Pakistan Prime Minister had in his address yesterday said that India-Pakistan should resume dialogue. Now, for the time duration that Wing Commander Abhinandan was held captive, Pakistan was obliged to follow the Geneva Convention. The Geneva Convention basically lays down the rules to protect the prisoner of war. There are in total 4 Geneva Conventions. The first Geneva Convention protects wounded and sick soldiers on land during war. The second Geneva Convention protects wounded, sick and shipwrecked military personnel at sea during the war. The third Geneva Convention applies to the prisoners of war. The fourth Geneva Convention protects civilians, including those in occupied territory. In the case of Wing Commander Abhinandan, the third convention will be applied. Here, one of the key questions was whether the hostilities between the two countries could be termed as war without any formal announcement made by the two sides. The relevant convention and earlier definition of the war under the Hague Convention of 1899 defines it very broadly. Therefore, such hostilities without any formal announcement and the eventual arrest of the IAF pilot by Pakistan can be covered under the definition of prisoners of war, and thus he was accorded protections. In the case of armed conflict not of an international character, following provisions can also be applied. 1. Persons taking no active part in the hostilities, including members of armed forces who have laid down their arms or any other cause, shall in all circumstances be treated humanly. There should not be any distinction between them on the basis of race, color, religion or faith, sex, birth or wealth or any other similar criteria. Now, this provision also prohibits the countries who have held prisoners of war from committing violence to life and person, in particular murder of all kinds, mutilation, cruel treatment and torture, taking of hostages, outrages upon personal dignity, in particular humiliating and degrading treatment, the passing of sentences and the carrying out of executions without previous judgment. The convention further states that the wounded and sick should be collected and cared for. A video was released by Pakistan later in the evening which showed Wing Commander Abhinandan having tea. This time he was not blindfolded and there were no visible bruises. The video shows him answering a few questions posed by the Pakistani army. He does answer where he is from in India, saying that I am from down south, but refuses to divulge any more details. It can be seen that there is a bandage on his right hand in the video, which means he was treated after he was caught. He even says that in the video that Pakistan has treated him the way Indian army would have treated any prisoners of war. Now, India has been moving wheels of diplomacy since Wednesday. This can be called a major success for the diplomacy by India that Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan has finally said that he will release Abhinandan tomorrow. But more than that, it is a victory of peace. Now, India has been moving wheels of diplomacy since Wednesday. This can be called a major success for the diplomacy by India that Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan finally said that he will release Abhinandan tomorrow. But more than that, it is a victory of peace. This move by Pakistan has prevented Southeast Asia from falling into a trap of war. Peace has won. For more news updates, log on to our website and stay tuned to HW News.
If you like this video, please share it and we would love to hear your comments in the comments section down here. Also, please do like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter to get minute-to-minute news updates. For more such shows and videos, well, subscribe to our YouTube channel.